We should have Terry joining us here in just a minute. We were having some technical issues, but we didn't want to start late, so went ahead and started us. Okay, yeah. We had an issue. She couldn't hear me, but I could hear her. It was odd. Hi, Bridget. How are you? Oh, well, good. I'm glad. That way, I guess we weren't really late then, so we'll blame it on Howard. Doing good. It's been a long week. I'm excited for the weekend. Hi, Irene. How are you? It won't just be me all night. Terry will be in here in just a moment and we'll be doing it together. So, we're going to talk about haunted objects tonight because that's something that has really had our attention for a while now. We're really kind of putting it out there that we're looking for some haunted objects to study. So, kind of felt like a good thing for us to discuss. Oh, it was quite corny tonight. Is it ever not corny, though? Really? I enjoy his shows. I think they're hilarious. Howard lost it. I can see that. I think my hair has managed to get on my mic. See exactly. What was the show about this evening? You know what? I'm going to take your word for it. I'm going to take your word for it. That feels safest for me. Oh no. Uh, corn. Oh, I, you know, I think you're right. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I was. This is one of the first ones I've not been able to watch. Yeah, I definitely will. Oh goodness. We're having some trouble getting my co-host in. You're walking funny. Oh my lord. Now I'm just nervous about it entirely. Oh, I did not know that. That feels. I'm not sure what the word is. I thought I had a word for it. Now I'm not. I'm not sure what the word is. Mm, I feel like those things have to be haunted. I don't know. I don't know. Well, everybody's heard of, Annabelle. And yes, Ricky, you have to have lube. Everybody's heard of Annabelle. The movies made it famous. Uh, but there's a lot of them out there, and we've just been really interested in them. Oh, have you been there to see them? That's interesting. Quite a corny show. Thank you. I'm glad to know. Hmm. Oh, you might be in here. A picture of it outside the building. Oh. I have actually. Oh, okay. I just pulled it up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, all haunted objects are, or have I guess, possess the ability to be dangerous, maybe. I'm not sure. But anything possesses the ability to be dangerous, depending. But that just feels like one that I just don't think I'd want to have. Okay. Well, that sounds interesting. I've actually never left the US. So I've actually only been to a few states in the US. I've just never been one for traveling. Hmm. Has anybody else here ever seen a haunted object or been in contact with a haunted object? The Peace Building in Okinawa. Oh, it doesn't sound like you need a cornfield to rent. It sounds like you're committing crimes against corn. I feel like it breaks the Geneva Convention or something. The things that you do to corn. Mm, soldiers in their helmets. Oh no. I mean, here in Alabama, we have a lot of um, battlefields, but I feel like those places always kind of take on some. Oh, here we are. We're finally not alone anymore. Hello.
And you're not, well, you're frozen again. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear
I can
me?
hear you too. Yes.
But you're frozen. So on my screen, but I can hear you.
Okay. I don't. You're not frozen on mine.
It's
So
my internet. Oh, now you're unfroze.
okay. We just been having. We did you watch any of Howard's show this evening? I've been told
I did not.
there were crimes committed against corn, from my understanding. Something Ricky is apparently
There were
walking
what?
funny. Crimes against corn.
Oh, well.
Look, I was told corn and lube. That's all I've been told.
Oh, well, we're going to have to go check that out.
We're gonna have to watch the replay because Ricky says he's walking funny.
Well, I'm looking for a cornfield. Well, Howard, I know some people in Iowa. If Howard is still here, I'm sorry, I'm just joining late, everybody.
Yeah, I
We've had
explained we had just
storms.
had some technical difficulties.
Well, we had storms here today, and I'm
Oh
on
yeah.
satellite internet, number one, and now I've kicked it over to the T-Mobile hotspot thingy
Hmm.
that's questionable usually most days. So we'll see how it goes here.
Well, and Irene.
On my end, your pictures are kind of freezing up.
Oh, can everyone, anybody who's watching, can you guys confirm? Are we both moving for you? Irene was telling me a lot about.
Yeah.
She's been to the museum in Nagasaki that has the remnants of the atomic bomb. When we were talking about haunted
Ooh,
objects.
awesome. Um, that's what I'm interested in is to, of course, we've kind of hit on our other shows, but this is really a big thing for our team is we really want to get our hands on an actual haunted object to research it. Um, I've worked with some teams that believe that items do not get um, haunted. Um, I myself have never experienced a haunted item that I'm aware of. So, you know, I don't want to harp and harp and harp on Graceland, but again, there's so much stuff over there. Who knows that, it could be something over there that's haunted and not the actual house itself.
Oh.
So, you know,
Uh, let's just hope
yeah.
that if there's a haunted object, let's hope that it doesn't go home with the antique pickers that keep coming by.
Hey, well, some of them kind of ripped Mom and David off here a couple weeks ago. So I'm sorry, my phone is going off here now for people asking me questions. Um, yeah, they kind of David is just very my dad. When I speak of David, you know that, Jess, but for the people in World Wide Web land, um, he's very trusting of people, and so they like loaded up two SUVs, and then at the end told him, well, they only had $130 between the two of them. And then because they left the freaking doors open so long, one of the batteries died on their SUVs and he had to jump them off and all that crap. So,
Oh wow.
um, if they take a haunted item, I think they kind of deserve it.
I don't think I disagree. Oh, that makes sense. Just in case, I
Yeah,
guess.
Jesse was telling me it was 9:15 and that I was late. I know I was having technical difficulties. I'm
Irene says they don't
supposed to be sharing
do what?
this here too. I'm supposed to be sharing with people. Can you make sure that this is on my personal page? And are we on our YouTube?
Yes, we're on our YouTube Things Network and Things Network Facebook.
I'm so sorry. I'm like just getting caught up, y'all. Just give me a minute to find out everywhere we're at and make sure we're shared everywhere. Tom wanted to make sure he was linked in. And so yeah, as long as we shared our YouTube in our group, then
Do you
I
want me
should
to
be able to go
send?
do that.
Do you want me to send Tom
Send me
the
the link,
invite?
or you can send me the link in my messenger too, and then I could be forwarding it on to folks too.
Um, Are you talking about share the live video or to join us?
Yeah, to join, so they can watch us from wherever they're at.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, not the to
Not to
join
come
in
online with us.
us,
Yeah,
but
that's what I was
join
concerned.
in the comments and say, yeah, come online with us.
Well, yeah, I think that not buying a doll larger than your child, honestly, is probably a good idea. Just in case, because most of the dolls that you've seen that have been touted as being haunted, they are larger dolls.
I said Irene said she doesn't sell estate jewelry or antique furniture here because of that reason. And that makes sense. I personally, let me turn that off here.
Wait a minute.
I personally believe that items probably can be haunted. I just, have not got my hands on something myself.
That's the incorrect link. Ignore that link.
Oh, that was you sending me a link.
Yep, my bad.
Oh, there we go. We got the net. Is that the right one that you just sent?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope, it was
never mind.
not. I'm not sure what happened. Our video is, oh, we're not on the Spirit. I mean, yeah, we're not. This one isn't going to the Spirit Facebook page. I forgot.
No, we wanted to go share it to our YouTube, and then we'll share that to our Spirit page. And let's see here. So y'all just bear with us. And since we were kind of late getting started, when we kick off the Things Network, we'll go just a few minutes later on the Spirit YouTube, I guess it would be.
Yeah.
Can't you do that? Kick us off the. And we don't
Mm-hmm.
want anybody with. And I'm
Yes, I
sorry
sure
if y'all can hear my. You can hear my grandchild in the background there. He's in there with his papa. Um, Copy link. Okay, let me get out of here. So yeah, y'all just give us a few minutes to get caught up and get links shared with everybody we're supposed to get them with. And has anyone, while I'm doing this, does anyone have any experience with the haunted items? I mean, do you have something yourself, or um, I know I seen in the things host chat the other day that there were some people there that were visiting the Annabelle doll, and then I won't say the show name because I don't want to give them a whole lot of credit, but they're a big one on TV. I did watch that episode where he, that main drama queen that we've talked about before, um, couldn't resist. He just had to touch that Annabelle doll, and I just thought, okay, the guy told you don't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it, and then you're going to insist that you touch it.
Yeah, that feels like something I don't think I would ever do.
No,
As it
I
touching one,
mean,
when I've been told not to.
right. Well, I mean, it's just like when we go into people's homes when they say, don't go in this room. I mean, you have
True, we don't go
respect
in that
and
room.
you don't go in that room. So, I mean, when the man at the museum tells you, don't touch this doll, don't touch the doll. Thank you, Irene, for sharing. And you talk about Japan being very superstitious. I have been listening to some podcast, and I don't remember the name of the guy, but he actually works with a show where he's like the token white guy, and he goes around with this Japanese show, and they go to these haunted places all over the world. And he said that the white guy that's uh the token white guy for the Japanese show, the American token American, I guess is what I should be saying, that he said if anything happens, paranormally, that they all will leave the room or the place wherever they're at. He said, it's weird that all of a sudden cameramen and everybody just go and it'll be him and the director left standing there. That the Japanese, they kind of make fun of it. He said until it happens, and then they'll exit stage left, so to speak. Which I
I mean,
thought that
that's
was pretty
valid.
funny.
That's what your daughter did. We talked
Exactly.
to
And
big
speaking
we
of
talked to
her,
big game.
sh- right? And speaking of her, she's just tuned in. She's said she just found us, but yes, we had technical difficulties tonight. I had difficulties tonight. So, but we're here now,
And it was so weird
and
because I could hear you the
haunted.
whole time.
Really? Because oh, that's bad because I was cussing. Sorry, y'all.
No, they
If
didn't hear
y'all
you.
could hear
I
me,
heard you.
really, you could hear me when I was rebooting and everything.
No, no, no. Before
That's
that,
weird. Oh,
when you kept thinking that
oh,
you.
when I kept saying I couldn't hear you, and
Mhm. Yes, we're
okay,
talking about you, obviously.
well, we just started talking about you when you came in, Jesse Wilson. Um, and Jesse Wilson has a haunted item. You know, her swing set. You've seen that video, haven't you, Jess Beauregard?
I've seen some pictures of it, and I think there was a video.
Yeah, yeah, the video of the swings are just out in the yard, just swinging, and or the one swing is. So, and again, I apologize if y'all hear my grandson in there. He's having a good time with his papa. So, okay, I think I have everything posted where I'm supposed to post it.
I did, yeah, and I made sure to share as well. So, we were just saying how we talked to big game walking around Graceland with the spirit box. We talked to big game about contact us in spirits until the spirits contacted, and then we exited stage left.
Right, right, and yep. It of course it sent me out the door. Let's see. Irene said after the war, people stole swords and should return it because it was gone, and no wonder a sword is that. And
Ah,
that's true.
that's interesting. Yeah.
I'm pulling, yeah. Or um, it could be the soul of the person that they stole the sword from, or if that sword was ever used to kill anyone, would it
Yeah.
contain you know that energy. Um, that's why we want haunted items here at Southern Paranormal Inspection Research Investigation Team, because we want to know, are items really truly haunted? Um,
Yeah. Do they
I
possess
mean,
that capability?
yeah. And if they do, why?
Mhm.
Are they stuck in the item? Is it because they love the item so much, or why?
Yeah, because I mean, if
Just
you
some of
start
those
looking at the lists
questions.
of different kinds, the different, pretty infamous haunted objects, there's no rhyme or reason. Like, there's no pattern. It's all over the map, different kinds of items. It's not
Right,
all like
right,
similar items or anything. There doesn't appear to be any similarities in them.
right. Mirrors, tend to be a big one. A lot of people believe that, mirrors are portals of some sort. Um,
I
you know,
actually
I,
read about a
I,
haunted mirror in some of my research earlier. It was the Myrtle's Plantation mirror, and apparently it was in St. Francisville, Louisiana, and that home was the alleged site of as many as 10 murders. So,
I've actually done some research about that place too. Now, of course, my old brain, and I look at so much different stuff. It all kinds of runs together, so I don't really remember um, if I read something about the mirrors, but I do remember reading about the murders happening now.
well, to be fair, even if you had read it, I have a leg up here. I have the information open on the other screen so I can read it. So I don't
Well,
have
there
to,
you go.
I don't have
There
to
you go.
remember it.
And you don't have to process those brain cells to pull it back
Nope,
up.
nope, nope.
So what does it tell us? I'm going to mute here with my grandson and stuff in the background in there while you give us a little bit of information about what they're saying about that haunted mirror.
Ah, well, the known as one of America's most haunted homes, and like I said, it was supposedly the site of as many as 10 murders. It was a mansion in St. Francisville, Louisiana, and it has a highly mysterious mirror. It was purchased by the home's owners sometime 3 or 4 decades ago, and supposedly the mirror contains the ghosts of Sarah Woodruff, the original mistress of the house, and her children. There are a lot of different cultures around the world where uh, after someone passes, you cover the mirrors. Um, it's so that the soul of the deceased doesn't get caught in the mirror. It's pretty. That's pretty much the reason across the board. Instead of ascending to whatever afterlife they're going to have. Well, apparently, at Sarah, the original mistress of the house's death, the mourners abandoned tradition and left all of the mirrors uncovered. Um, Now, the visitors at the Myrtles plantation have reported seeing handprints materialize in the mirror and long drip marks, which no amount of cleaning can remove. That does make me a little
Uh, I will jump in.
unsure.
We had a case, um, the infamous Louisiana case, and that's all I'll say about that. Um, no names, no names,
No names, none
but
at all.
but one of those homes, there was three down there that we did, and remember, one of those homes had a reappearing handprint on the mirror. And I, cleaned that handprint off myself, and the homeowner had said she had done it earlier in the day. And when I seen it, of course, I did it. And before we left, and no one had gone in that bathroom before we left, that handprint absolutely back on that mirror.
Well, that definitely seems a little. That's definitely suspect. I know that in some cases, when it comes to mirrors and things that handprints, faces, things that you see in the mirror, sometimes it's because it's an old mirror and the glass and the there's a whole explanation of how it happens, but it's basically it can be debunked a lot, but not if it's appearing and disappearing. That's very different.
Yeah, I don't know that it was disappearing. The homeowner cleaned it, and she said that she had cleaned it, sometimes 10 times a day, and would go right back in there, and it would be in there.
It'd be
And
right back.
hello, Savannah,
Hello,
my oldest
Savannah.
grandbaby is watching, and we were supposed to say hello. And if Jackson and Macy Moo are in the room, hey y'all, and Jesse's watching us on TV. And I'm sure she's got us on that big, huge TV. So, that's
We're
kind of
real
freaky to
sorry.
know that we're like a yeah, we're on big screen TV from Jesse Wilson's house tonight.
Hmm.
So anyway, back on the mirrors, you were saying, you know, in theory, I guess, if in this house was at the mirror. I mean, there was some um obviously death that had gone on before we had been down there. But I think if memory serves me correctly, before the close family member died, I think that this handprint was before that.
Oh, well, that is
So
interesting. Irene
right.
said if you're pregnant there, you have to carry a small pocket mirror so the spirits can't take your unborn baby. That's an interesting bit
Oh
of
wow. And is
lore.
that in Japan, Irene? And Jesse says this is why mirrors creep her out. This here with the upside down skeletons. Speaking of mirrors, is my mirror we have covered up here. Um, just I didn't want things to reflect weird, broadcasting here from the spirit studio.
Yep, I can't say
So
anything.
okay,
I have I have
it's
my
in.
camera delicately moved so you can't see my husband recovering from surgery over there.
I know, Jesse, that you can hear Papa back there because he is, right there on that side of the wall smoking. Um, and I know you can hear the mini Lenny and they're squealing too. That's why I'm muting whenever I'm not talking. So, and I can hear the mini Lenny and they're squealing. They're having a good time, obviously.
Oh, see, I never did that. I never did that or the Bloody Mary or Candyman. I never did go try doing those in front of a mirror, nor will I. Thank you very much. Might not be real,
Um,
but I'm not chancing it.
hey, Lenny, say hello to the World Wide Web because they can hear you in there. Um, I when the Bloody Mary thing when I was a kid, freaked me out, and I wouldn't do it. Sitting around campfires and hearing those stories, I wouldn't do it. As I've gotten older, of course I've done it. And Candyman, I just did that with my grandson Jackson here the last couple of weeks because we were watching that, Halloween stuff, and I was proving to him that Candyman was not real and that it was Hollywood and that Candyman was not going to come and get us, and promised him Grandma would still be here tomorrow
Oh God.
after doing Candyman in the mirror.
Oh Lord. No, I never did, and I it just that's one of those things. It's the same reason I personally choose not to use any sort of spirit board or Ouija board. I It's just something I don't feel comfortable doing. Same as that.
Same, and I know that Aubrey. I think we might have been talking about that on Alabama Skeleton Key Unlocked and Uncensored Sunday night about Ouija boards and stuff. And I know that Aubrey is one of our team members. For those who don't know, um, she does use a Ouija board, and is comfortable doing so, and that's totally cool up
Yeah,
to her.
absolutely.
I don't myself know. I got a weird feeling from one when I was a kid, and I mean, I was pretty young and can remember this thing made me pretty sick, and I just knew I didn't want to play with that. But now flip to adulthood, and doing my
Pendulum.
witch thing. Yeah, and I was gonna say, doing the pendulum, and sometimes what I call my spell board. It's like just a black shelf that came out of a old broken entertainment center actually, and I can write on it with chalk and stuff, so I can put my sigils or whatever I'm doing on it. And I have, I guess, somewhat used that as a Ouija board, but I feel like that is, I've made that, I know where it comes from. I know what intention is in it when I'm using it. So
Yeah, I could
that
see how that would
doesn't,
be different.
that, yeah, so that doesn't, because of course when I'm putting sigils, or if I'm doing a, a prayer for, let's say William, in his surgery today, for comfort, or take the pain away. I'm gonna do a little sigil or write his name, or something, and then do my thing with candles and incense and meditating and
Right.
praying for him. So some may look at that as being like a Ouija board.
I could see that. You sound much fancier though. My for my pendulum mat or board thing, it's actually I got on the computer and I made, a document that had exactly what I wanted where, and then I printed myself out a nice little pendulum mat and laminated it so that way I can use it anytime. Ah,
Right, I had something like that at the beginning and I lost it again. I'm reading Irene's stuff here.
that's very interesting.
That's really interesting. Yeah. Um, but Irene, we'd love to have you come on and join us on the show sometime and talk about some stuff if you would like to. That would be really
Yeah,
cool to
that would be very interesting.
learn about some of the superstitions and yeah,
Hmm.
and um talk about your abilities and your kids' abilities. Um, I think a lot of children have abilities, and my grandchildren, I believe that they all have abilities, and I hope that no one ever shuts them down. I do my best to encourage it when they tell me things, but I don't know that that's the case from everyone in their life. But I can only hope and pray that no one shuts that down
Yeah,
because I think it's important. Especially I think more people are becoming enlightened and open to not only paranormal but different spirituality and things like that, and just to for the kids to be shut down and say that's not real or it can't be done, I just think that's wrong.
I mean
But
that's what happened
anyway,
to both of
that's
us.
jumping. Yeah, exactly. um So yeah, and Bridget said she'd love to hear her stories too. She has some amazing info. So yeah, absolutely, we'll have to get with Irene after the show. Make sure that we are friends with her, and let's
Yeah,
set up.
definitely.
We've of course we're not fancy like some of the other shows. We're brand new and we don't have uh, a lot of guests on, but we'd love to start out and we did have Tom last week, but not that I am knocking Tom in any way whatsoever because Tom is fabulous, but he's a team member, you know.
And we'd like to
And
branch out a
we
little
did have
bit.
Aubrey on Alabama's. Yeah, we had Aubrey on Alabama Skeleton Key Unlocked and Uncensored Sunday night. Of course, that's not on the Things Network because we are unlocked and uncensored, and we want to be nice and the
Censored
way
here.
we should be, proper, censored
Yeah.
on
Family friendly really is what
anything
we're trying to
before
aim for.
family friendly. Yes, we're on the 9 to 10 central slot here, so we know kids may still be up, but when we come on after at midnight on Sunday night, so we hope that we're just reaching the adult
It looks like
audience.
Bridget went through the same thing. Her gifts were squashed as a kid, and it does suck. I have two kids. Mine are 11
I
and
think
8.
that we should do a whole show about that too. We
Yeah,
really
be
should.
interesting.
We should do a whole show about gifts and abilities and how many of us suffered from that when we were kids.
Hmm.
I mean, I can remember knowing in the first grade that or I guess I was in the first or second grade. Um, and me and another girl, I know that we were astral projecting, and I know that now. We were astral projecting to the park and stuff at night in our dreams, and we would come back to school and talk about it. And the teacher told us we were ridiculous. It did not happen, and we both got sent to the principal's office. And I'm talking, this was 1970 something. I was 6 years old, so it would have been, well, like 72, 73. I might have been 7. And my best friend, to this day, Vanessa Jameson, if you were out there, girl, I still remember you, girl. And I wish, I've thought about her a billion times in my lifetime. She was an African American girl, and of course, maybe a little white girl. I think a lot of times that the teachers picked on us because we were so close, and that was in the early
And being
70s
in
in
that time,
Alabama,
yeah,
right? Being in that time, it was against everything, I guess, but I mean,
it was
her
frowned
and
upon.
I, it was frowned upon, but I know that we have. or we had some experiences, and we talked about being a witch, and our teachers, told us that it was ridiculous, and we both got our butts paddled for it, and they separated us in class, and I mean, it was a real thing back
I
then.
imagine it was pretty
So
traumatic too. And yes, Jesse, we
it
do have a
really
tour this
was.
weekend.
And next weekend, because one of our
Oh, yep.
ticket buyers has got a sick child, so we're going to accommodate them, of course, because we don't want to do that to anyone. And so we're actually going to do it this weekend and next weekend. So that brings, if anyone in Alabama is wanting to do a real paranormal investigation, we are doing a fundraising for equipment um, this weekend, Friday night, and then next weekend we'll do it Saturday night. So we have a couple of tickets available for tomorrow night, and we'll have um we may,
I
as
think
of right now,
may have a couple more.
we do have tickets available right now for next Saturday, but I think that there was someone out there that's been one of our previous on one of our tours at the Grits Mill that had said that they wanted to get some. So first come, first serve, y'all, is all I can say. If you want to go on a real paranormal investigation, you, like Jesse Wilson just said, you will not be disappointed. I mean, I
It
hate
ran
to make
Jesse out.
guarantee. Yeah, I mean, it's random sometimes. It's more active than others, but other times it's not, and we'll just do what we can.
But
But we
she's been
are
real active lately because y'all are in the middle of renovations, and that seems to be really stirring up
right.
the activity.
Right, right. So, but we are, I did originally say that tomorrow would be the last in uh, uh, investigation before we start cleansing, because we are coming along in renovations. My parents will eventually move in there, and so we need to start moving these things along. But because of our ticket sales that we've already had, we want to accommodate everybody. We are going to roll it into next weekend. But after that, come December, Thalassa, one of our other team members, is looking at the stars and the planets and all that for us to go in there at the exact right time to start cleansing that out. So, thank you, Jess. I see you corrected my little name tag there. So, and I'm sorry, y'all. I know we get going. We could go off on this subject and that subject, and it is what it
That's
is.
how we
I
decided
do
that this
want
was
to.
a good idea because this is what we do all night. Like, here,
We could just
let me show you guys. It's
um
all it's all voice
Jesse
messages.
Wilson, which night are you talking? Right. Jesse Wilson is asking if she can come. Um, she said this is fancy. I'm loving it. What's fancy? You're loving the podcast or the Facebook show or the what is it that you're loving here?
Oh, that I
What do y'all
popped up
think
the
of
little
my
banner.
of the little banner? Um, what do y'all think of my spirit studio here? I had to go snatch my banner from the grits mill today because of course I don't want to just being out there over the winter being weathered. Um, but I thought better y'all look at that than look at the curtain behind me here in my
It's
closet.
fancy, isn't it, Stevie?
Jess or Stevie, I just see she just popped in or she's been here.
Hmm. And Jesse said tomorrow.
Oh, Bridget, you foster kids. That's amazing.
Oh no, she's
Um,
saying she tries to foster her kids'
Oh,
gifts.
foster the gifts. I'm sorry. I've got my eyes checked this weekend. My prescriptions are way too strong, and I can't see with my glasses. Can't see without them. So sorry, I'm reading things backwards.
Well, and I was running
Um.
around in a rush and
Also,
I got conditioner all over my glasses, so I can't wear them right now.
Can you also just on our banner there put up our ask spirit alabama at gmail web email
Email
address? That's
address?
what I'm trying to spit out of my mouth. Yeah, that way if anyone has any questions, anything, a show topic, anything in Alabama, you know, the dark history you want us to look into, um, you can absolutely send us a questions, comments, concerns. Don't be ugly. If you're going to be hateful and stuff, don't bother because we're just going to delete that crap. But if you're going to be nice and loving, we'll love on you back. Howard is back with he likes butter on his corn. I am going to have to go watch this show to find out what in the heck is
Yeah.
going on. So
Ooh. Did you answer Jesse
I'm
about
going to go
tomorrow?
and try. Um, what are you going to do with all your children, Jessica Dawn? No haters, that's right. I mean, yeah, Jesse, if you have some, but the activity is getting to a point over there that I wouldn't let any of the kids in there now.
Yeah. Yes, I will be there. I will. I will.
Yes,
The kids are staying here, though William's not really going to be watching them because he's recovering, but they they're fairly independent at this point.
um, you might should talk to your lovely father about that, Jesse, before you just say that he will, because he's been kind of crabby about
Yeah, definitely no kids.
things. And their
Oh, and
fathers.
and
Well,
their
that's
father.
true.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
yes, that they do have a father.
But yeah, as hey, as long
So
as we're not bringing any kids in there, then I don't see why not.
yeah,
Oh Lord,
and
girl, you don't know what he's recovering from. Did you see what she said?
Jesse, think back. Um, Jesse, think back to when he was a teenager and that little surgery that he had done. Then it was same area. Uh, Prevents things from jumping the bridge, and we'll just leave it at that.
I texted her.
Poor little husband.
Oh gosh. Though to be fair, the shot they gave him to make him loopy didn't work, and neither did the numbing.
Bless it.
I can't say I would have been much
That
happier.
is not good. Oh, I would have been saying, I need more drugs. I still
Well, and
feel,
see, and he
and this
did.
ain't
He did.
happening.
Hmm. So,
She said, "You're supposed to text Jesse if you didn't see that."
mm-hmm.
So, do we have anybody out there um, that has anything to tell about any haunted items, mirrors, or? And here I am on the big screen, and that always weirds me out when she does, leaves me hanging like
I
that.
hit the back button.
uh,
I completely left. I didn't even just.
um,
Whoopsie.
I'm assuming Stevie will be here, but I can't speak for her now. She's um, grown, got a vehicle, so um, don't know. You could ask her. She was listening, was here watching.
I don't know. Honestly, like when it comes to circle back around to
We're gonna
haunted
have to do the
objects.
whole.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We're gonna have to do some more look into these mirrors, and and someone please send us objects that
Ooh,
you guys want to get rid of. And I know us will come across Ouija boards and tarot cards and stuff they don't want to get rid of. Some may just be happy to take that stuff off your hands and dispose of that as well.
Yeah.
Now, tarot cards, Ouija boards, things like that, um, we would dispose of in a proper witchy way.
Yeah, she I think your T-Mobile internet is
But
breaking up.
I'm breaking up.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm hopefully at least we're
Oh,
coming
oh, I can hear
to
you
the
again.
end.
Oh, nope.
Hey, am I back?
In and out and stuff Jackson says.
In and out. Hey, Jackson. Well, that's Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson. Jesse and Jackson.
What I was saying was to
So,
circle back around to the haunted objects. I do have to say that I think out of when it comes to creepy dolls, like the infamous creepy dolls, like the haunted dolls, I think
creeps.
Robert the doll actually beats out Annabelle in my opinion for creepiest.
Now I've heard a little bit about Robert. Remind me again about Robert.
Okay, so the Robert the doll was a life-size straw doll, and he was a birthday present for Robert Eugene Otto, who he went by the nickname Gene. And this little boy, he loved this doll. It was given to him by his grandfather, who bought it while on a trip to Germany in 1904. They dressed the doll in one of the little boy's sailor suits, and it became his favorite toy. He took it everywhere, and he began calling it Robert after himself. Soon, though, things got a little strange, and the stories say that the Ottos and their servants would often hear Gene in his bedroom having conversations with himself in two different voices. And this information, by the way, I'm pulling from, well, funny enough, dummies.com, by the way. Um, but he would be having
Yeah,
conversations with
now I
himself.
remember. I do believe that one of these in the last few years was actually kind of based on that,
Maybe. Oh, you're talking about
and
the
I
boy? The
hope that
boy?
I hope that my yeah I hope that my signal is not as screwed up as it looks here on my. You keep going, and I keep going. Hopefully, everybody can still hear me out there.
You're very, very in and out and going kind of robotic at times.
I'm gonna have to get William to hardwire me to
Oh, that,
satellite, I guess, out there.
yeah, that would probably be the best idea. We'll have to get him out there as soon as he's
Yeah,
recovered.
because it says that it's got a yeah, it says that I've got a full signal on that one, but it's not here for some reason. Now it's on the T-Mobile, which if Stevie is on out there on her phone, could be mine. And Tom just popped in saying he's tried. Hey Tom, um, I'm having technical difficulties tonight myself. And what time you've got that storm probably is over in your area now. That is why mine is out. I
Well,
thought my
she's not
Wi-Fi was
actually
off on my phone.
connected. She's not actually connected to the Wi-Fi from the house. She's actually connected to the portable T-Mobile hotspot.
Yeah, I'm actually on my computer in here in the closet.
Oh yeah, there are definitely much creepier items than any of the dolls. I'm saying out of the more infamous dolls, I find Robert to be the creepier one, but he is by no means what I find to be the creepiest haunted object that I know of. There are
Irene,
quite
what
a
do you
few
think?
more.
Right, in your opinion, Irene, what do you find being the creepiest haunted item?
Thank you, Jesse.
Jesse's keeping us on time check. Yeah, we'll flip it off of the Things Network at 10, and then we'll go to the Spirit just for another 15 or 20 minutes since we were so late, and kind of wrap it up and talk about what we want. We'll wrap it up then. But yeah, if Irene, I don't know if my signal is still picking up, if you let us know what items creep you out the most. For me, Jess, you and I kind of talked about this earlier. One of the places that I've been on investigation, the with the coffins, the old funeral home. I guess for me, I think probably something. I remember having a really terrifying nightmare as a child that involved a coffin, and so coffins kind of weird me out. Now, whether
Yeah,
that be
that's
haunted or
that's
not, but
valid.
they kind of, yeah, they weird me out. You know, more items, yeah, things from, and that makes sense that, yeah. But now, on that note, with more items and things from disasters, Irene, like let's say a doll, came out of a disaster, and could that be, a pretty wickedly haunted item too? I mean, those are the questions that run through this crazy brain of mine, and that's why we want haunted items. We'll send them back to you if you want them back. We'll keep them. If you don't want them, but yeah, haunted items are very interesting. Um, Jesse said slave items
Oh,
always super haunted
absolutely.
and break your heart. And on that note, I guess in my lifetime, I've come across things that, yeah, just for some reason you get a, oh, Tom, you didn't go there. Tom did not go there.
Oh, Terry, you hear that? Your hair lady did a beautiful job.
Oh, thank you. That would be my daughters. They did it. um,
So much talent. I can't believe he went there.
right.
All right, we
I can't put Tom threw. I'm sorry, y'all. Tom threw me totally off track there. But yes, it is 9:59, so we're gonna wrap it.
y'all are killing me.
Not there with us. Join in, and at that point, we can count down. Jess, or I'll go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We're going off things.